ever notice that your English feels completely different depending on who you're talking to? With friends, you feel loose, relaxed, maybe even funny. But the moment you walk into a work meeting, it's like a different version of you shows up. Stiffer, more careful, sometimes almost frozen.
Oh, I know this feeling so well. I remember the first time I had to give a work update in English in front of a team. I knew everything I wanted to say. I'd even practiced it. But the moment I opened my mouth, it came out so formal and robotic that it didn't even sound like me. My friends would not have recognized that person.
And here's the thing. That's not a language problem. That's a register problem. And register is the single most undertaught concept in English learning. It's the reason your English can feel brilliant with one person and completely wrong with another.
So today on Word to World English, we're breaking down exactly what register is, why it shifts between work and social situations, and how to move between the two naturally, so you sound like yourself in both worlds.
By the end of this episode, you'll be able to adjust your English for the room you're in, use the right tone with the right person, and stop feeling like a different person every time the context changes.
Before we start, we want to hear from you. Where does your English feel most natural right now? At work, with friends, or somewhere else? Tell us in the comments. We're genuinely curious.
And if you're not subscribed to Word to World English yet, do it right now. This is exactly the kind of thing we talk about every episode. The real stuff, not just grammar rules.
All right, let's get into it. Let's start with what register actually is and why it matters so much more than most learners realize.
Picture this. It's Monday morning and you're at your desk. Your closest work colleague walks over and says, "Hey, you coming to the thing later?" You say, "Yeah, for sure." Easy, natural, comfortable. Now, 20 minutes later, you're in a meeting with your manager and their manager, and someone asks, "Will you be attending the briefing this afternoon?" Suddenly, you're sitting up straighter and saying, "Yes, I plan to be there."
Same meaning, completely different English. And that shift? That's register. It's not about right or wrong. It's about reading the room and matching your language to the moment.
Here's what register actually controls: the words you choose, the length of your sentences, how direct you are, how much warmth you show, and even your pace and tone. All of it shifts depending on the situation.
With friends, you use high-frequency casual words. Yeah, gonna, wanna, loads of, can't be bothered, to be honest. With colleagues in a meeting, you shift toward more deliberate phrasing. I'd suggest that's worth exploring. I think we should consider, to be transparent.
I remember being at a work social event, one of those after-work drink situations, and swinging between both registers in the same hour. Joking around with a teammate 1 minute, then suddenly a senior leader joined our group, and I had to recalibrate in about 3 seconds flat.
That 3-second recalibration? That's actually the skill we're teaching today. Let me try it. Say something to me like we're mates.
So, what did you think of that presentation? Bit much, wasn't it?
Honestly, yeah, I zoned out around slide 7.
Now say that to your manager.
I thought there were some strong points, though I felt the detail in the middle section could have been tightened up a bit.
Same opinion, totally different language, and both are correct in their context.
So what would you say? Pause the video right now and think about one thing you'd say to a friend about your week, then try saying the same thing the way you'd say it at work. See how it changes.
The beginner mistake is using work English all the time with everyone. It sounds cold and stiff with friends. Or using casual English in every professional situation, it can undermine how seriously people take you. The skill is the switch.
Here's a quick guide. Casual to a friend, I need to sort this out today. Professional to a colleague, I'd like to get this resolved today if possible. More formal to a senior, I'm keen to address this today. Would you have a moment to discuss?
Same urgency, 3 different registers. Drop your favorite version in the comments. Which one feels most natural to you right now?
Quick recap. Register is the level and tone of your language. Casual, professional, and formal are the 3 main gears. The goal is to switch smoothly between them, not to stay in one all the time.
Let's do a real scenario. We're going to have the same conversation twice, once as friends, once as colleagues in a meeting. Listen for how the register changes, even though the topic stays exactly the same.
Ready. Friends version first.
Ugh, that project is taking forever. I genuinely have no idea how we're going to get it done.
I know, right? It's a lot. Maybe we just need to break it down a bit, like tackle one bit at a time?
Yeah, honestly, that might be the only way. I'll figure something out.
Now, same situation, work meeting version.
I want to flag that the project timeline is looking quite stretched. I'm not sure we can meet the original deadline as things stand.
That's a fair concern. It might be worth breaking the deliverables into phases, prioritizing what needs to go out first, and building from there.
Agreed. I'll put together a revised plan and share it with the team by end of week.
Okay, let's break that down. 3 things shifted. First, the vocabulary.
Taking forever became the timeline is looking quite stretched. Same frustration, completely different tone. Second, the structure. The casual version was loose and wandering. The professional version had a clear problem, a suggested solution, and a next step. Third, the commitment at the end. I'll figure something out became I'll put together a revised plan by end of week. Specific, accountable, professional.
And here's the wrong version in a work meeting. Don't do this. Yeah, so basically it's like we've got loads to do and I don't know, it's just a lot, you know?
That's not wrong because it's incorrect English. It's wrong because the register doesn't match the setting. The same words in a coffee chat with a friend? Completely fine.
Now it's your turn. Try saying the professional version out loud right now. The project timeline is looking quite stretched. I'll put together a revised plan by end of week. Say it clearly, calmly, with confidence.
3 tips for switching registers smoothly. First, slow down slightly in professional settings. Casual conversation moves fast. Professional communication is more deliberate. Second, use complete sentences in formal situations. Fragments work with friends. Meetings need structure. Third, watch your filler words. Like, you know, basically, or fine casually. In a presentation or meeting, replace them with a pause instead.
Write your own version of this conversation in the comments. Pick any topic and try writing it twice. Casual, then professional. Let's see your register range.
The key moves from this section. Match your vocabulary to the setting, build structure into professional responses, and commit to a clear next step when it's a work conversation.
Now, let's talk about the genuinely tricky moments. When you're not sure which register to use, or when you've accidentally slipped into the wrong one and need to recover.
This happens to everyone, by the way. Native speakers misjudge register all the time. The skill is in the recovery.
First scenario. You're in a work meeting and you accidentally say something too casual. You can recover with, sorry, let me put that more clearly. Then restate it in the right register. Nobody will remember the first version if you redirect smoothly.
Let me put that more clearly is a brilliant recovery phrase because it signals awareness and professionalism, not embarrassment.
Second scenario. You're with friends and you accidentally sound too formal. Maybe you've just come from a long day at work and the work version of you hasn't switched off. A friend might say, "Why are you so serious?" Just laugh, say, "Sorry, work brain," and relax your language. Self-awareness in these moments is actually charming.
Third scenario, you're in a mixed group. Some people are colleagues, some are friends, and you're not sure which register fits the room. The rule here is match the most senior person in the group until the tone relaxes. Once the senior person loosens up, you can follow.
Let me play the confused learner here. I'm at a work social, drinks after a conference,
and I'm genuinely not sure how casual to be.
Right, so in that situation, you'd start mid-register. Not stiff, not super casual. Something like, "So, how was your day overall?" is perfect. It's warm, it's interested, it's not demanding, and it gives the other person room to set the tone.
And then you listen to how they respond. If they go casual, you follow. If they stay professional, you match.
Say it with me right now. So, how was your day overall? Warm, genuine, open. That phrase works in almost any mixed register situation.
What would you say in a mixed group where you're not sure of the tone? Pause and think, then tell us in the comments.
And the summary here, when you misjudge register, recover calmly with, "Let me put that more clearly." In mixed groups, start mid-register and follow the lead of the room. And always listen before you commit to a tone.
Okay, story time. Early in my English learning journey, I went to a work dinner. Proper restaurant, senior colleagues, the whole thing. And I was trying so hard to sound professional that I said, "I am pleased to make your acquaintance," to someone I'd already met 3 times. 3 times! They just stared at me.
That is formally formal, like Victorian novel formal.
It was, and that's actually our first common mistake, over-formalizing in professional social situations. Wrong, "I am pleased to make your acquaintance." Right, "Great to see you again." You're still professional, you're just also a human being. Try the right version now. "Great to see you again." Warm, direct, appropriate for almost any professional social moment. Mistake 2, being too casual in written professional communication. People often speak casual English and then write the same way in work emails. Wrong, "Hey, so basically I was thinking we could maybe move the meeting." Right, "Hi, would it be possible to reschedule our meeting? I'd suggest Thursday if that works for you."
The written register rule is always one step more formal than spoken. Even if you'd say something casually face-to-face, write it slightly more carefully.
Mistake 4, using the same opener for everyone. Wrong, starting every conversation, whether it's a friend or a manager, with "Hello, how are you?" in exactly the same flat tone. Right, with a friend, "Hey, how's things?" With a new colleague, "Good morning, did you have a good weekend?" With a manager, "Morning, hope the week's treating you well." Same warmth, different register. Practice each one right now out loud. Friend, "Hey, how's things?" Colleague, "Did you have a good weekend?" Manager, "Hope the week's treating you well." Notice how your voice probably shifts naturally between them. Mistake 4, translating idioms from your first language into formal English. In a lot of languages, there are beautiful, vivid expressions that just don't land the same way in English work settings. If you're not sure if an expression works, keep it simple and clear instead. Simple and clear always wins over a translation that might confuse. And honestly, these mistakes are not embarrassing. They're normal. Every person learning English has misjudged register at some point. The goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is to get better at reading the room. Have you ever used the wrong register at the wrong moment? Tell us in the comments. Your story might genuinely help someone else feel less alone. Every single awkward moment is a data point. It tells you something about the situation, the culture, and the register that fits it. Over time, those data points turn into instinct. And instinct is what fluency actually feels like. Last section. What would you say? 5 real moments, 2 options each. Don't just think it, say your answer out loud before we reveal it.
Scenario 1. Your manager asks how a project is going. It's not going well. Option A. It's a bit of a mess, to be honest. Option B. It's been more challenging than expected. I've identified the main issues and I'm working through them now.
Option B. Option A might be true, and it might even be the tone your manager uses. But until you know that, match the professional register first. You can always loosen up once they do.
Scenario 2. You're at after-work drinks and a colleague you don't know well asks what you do. Option A. I am responsible for managing the operational workflows of the client services division. Option B. I work in client services, basically making sure everything runs smoothly for our customers.
Option B every time. Social settings call for human language, not job description language. Save the formal version for your LinkedIn.
Scenario 3. A friend texts you asking if you're free Saturday. Option A. I would be available. However, I have a prior commitment in the morning which may affect my schedule. Option B. Yes, morning's busy but afternoon works. Want to do something then?
Option B. Option A to a friend is the Victorian novel mistake all over again. Your friends want to hear from you, not your work persona.
Scenario 4. In a meeting, someone says something you disagree with. Option A. No, I don't think that's right. Option B. That's an interesting angle. I'd actually see it slightly differently. Could I share another perspective?
Option B. Both say the same thing, but option B keeps the relationship intact, invites dialogue, and sounds considered rather than reactive.
And notice, all 4 scenarios follow the same pattern. Professional settings reward structure and warmth. Social settings reward naturalness and personality. The words change, but you don't.
Now create your own scenario in the comments. Give a situation and 2 options, casual and professional, and let the community decide which one fits.
Real conversation is about connection, not correctness. And connection sounds different in different rooms. The skill is knowing which version of your English to bring into each one.
Today, we covered so much. And honestly, this is one of my favorite topics because it's the difference between speaking English and living in it.
Here are the 3 things we took on today. We defined register and why it shifts between work and social settings. We practiced the same conversation in 2 different registers and felt the difference. And we worked through the 4 most common register mistakes and the fix for every one.
The biggest thing to remember, you're not a different person in different English situations. You're the same person using different tools. And now you have more tools than you had an hour ago.
Think about tomorrow. Is there a moment coming up where you'll need to switch register? A meeting, a social catch-up, an email to a senior colleague? Can you picture yourself doing it with a little more ease?
If today helped you, please like this episode, share it with someone who needs it, leave us a comment, and subscribe to Word to World English. We are here every single week for exactly this.
Honestly, register is one of those things that nobody teaches, but everybody needs. And the fact that you're here, thinking about it, working on it, that already puts you ahead. Keep going. You're closer than you think. We'll see you next time on Word to World English.